international affairs editor, Philip Turle. Philip, good to see you. Can you remind us again, why are U.S. troops pulling out of Afghanistan?
Well, if you cast your mind back 20 years, Delano, to the attacks on the World Trade Center in September 2001, that was the catalyst. That was the reason that George W. Bush, the U.S. president at the time, sent in U.S. troops to Afghanistan to dislodge the Taliban, which was ruling the country at the time and which was blamed for harboring al-Qaeda terrorists and allowing them to plan the World Trade Center attacks. Now, this has been the United States' longest ever war. It's been dragging on now for over 20 years. And there have been 4 U.S. presidents since the attacks of 2001, George W. Bush, then Barack Obama, then Donald Trump, and now Joe Biden. And Joe Biden is more in line with his immediate predecessor, Donald Trump, in saying that enough is enough. We now need to pull those U.S. troops out of Afghanistan. They've done the job. They've trained the Afghan forces, and therefore it's time for them to come home. There's no point in them staying any longer. And if you look at the figures, 2,420 U.S. troops killed since 2001, 19,000 wounded, and $1 trillion in military and rebuilding costs. So the US say, that's it, enough is enough, they're coming out. The thing is, everyone has been saying, and it's been seen to be happening, that if the US troops come out, that's an open invitation for the Taliban to come back in again and try to recapture territory that they lost and take control of the country, which is why Donald Trump organized the so-called Doha talks back in February of last year, where there was an agreement between the US and the Taliban that US troops would pull out by May the 1st this year, and the Taliban would not keep its allegiance with al-Qaeda and would respect that peace agreement. The US have decided it's going to take longer than May the 1st until at least the 11th of September, that symbolic 20th anniversary day, to get their troops out of the country. The Taliban has said that's too long. They're not obeying the accord that they signed, and therefore that's why they're launching these new attacks. So it seems to be unraveling pretty much, and that's causing a massive headache for the US President Joe Biden.
Now, you know, the Afghan president, Ashraf Ghani, says government forces are capable of keeping insurgents at bay. Does anyone buy that statement?
I don't think so, because if you look at the events over the last few days, more than 50 of Afghanistan's 370 districts have fallen into the hands of the Taliban. You were just talking about Tajikistan, the border being caught there, and a key district in Afghanistan's northern Kunduz province. That means that the Taliban could, in fact, encircle the city there and take it. So the Afghan forces are saying, well, yes, we're going to launch an attack in the next few days and take back all this territory. The Afghan president saying, no, we are in full control of what's going on there. But there are talks this week due to take place between Joe Biden, the Afghan president, and the head of the Afghanistan forces to try to work out what is going to happen next, and growing pressure on the US actually to delay that troop withdrawal. But that's something Joe Biden doesn't want to do. Joe Biden's saying, we're not going to abandon Afghanistan. We're going to keep giving them humanitarian assistance, economic aid, but we will be pulling our troops out. The big fear is that if they do, they're going to be right back where they were to begin with Afghanistan in the hands of the Taliban, ready to launch more attacks on the West and against the United States. So it's looking increasingly uncertain.
We'll see how this plays out, Philip. Thank you very much for that, Philip Turle there.